Okay, getting started. I'm making some slight adjustments. It might take a second for it to work. Just checking it, making sure everything is working right. That's working. Okay. Okay. Adjusting some titles real quick. Design. Looks good, looks good. And finally adjusting this one. I adjusted some levels from last time, so hopefully the audio is a bit better today. Still figuring out all the quirks of my new audio interface. Oh. Almost done with this. Looks decent. Let's get stuff lined up correctly. Is that where it should be? Okay. And I'm actually gonna turn off the 30-minute timer for now, because we're gonna start with some sound design. So, in the interest of developing my sound library a bit and making my 30-minute challenges a bit faster, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time today doing some sound design. Sure. And then maybe some loop making to be able to throw stuff together real quick. So I just want to get some different chordy synths and then melody synths and save them in a place where I can easily find them. And I also wanted to explore around with my grain sample manipulator. And honestly, for a long time, I didn't know that there was like the different sort of player types or grain engines, or I actually don't know what to call these exactly. But yeah, for a long time, I just used the long grains because that was like what the default was. But I recently learned that there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with changing the different sort of grain engines. The tape one is a lot more similar to how a more sort of old school sampler would work, where when you play notes higher up, it will play them faster, as opposed to like a actual granular synth, where it chops up the sample so that the speed of the sample stays consistent no matter where you're playing. It just can sound a little bit, it's being chopped up essentially, so it can have a different sound. And I need to do some more research about the spectral grains and the grain oscillator and how it is works differently than the long grains. The long grains, it's pretty easy for me to understand. It's basically whatever your sample. I guess I'll give a quick sort of explanation of my understanding of what is happening here. But essentially, I'm going to record something. Hello, my name is Sasha. And so then we have that here. Oops. And I'm going to adjust this over. I'm going to bring this here. And I'm going to, I guess, amplify this. Crop it. Hello, my name is Sasha. So right now it's on C. So when I play middle C, let me switch to DAW view. When I play middle C, it will essentially just play back what I recorded. Hello, my name is Sasha. And it sounds just like I recorded it. But as I go up, hello, my name is Sasha. Hello, my name is Sasha. Hello, my name is it's gonna start pitching it up for one, but it's also the length of time that takes to say hello, my name is Sasha is gonna stay consistent for the most part. Hello, my name is Sasha. But it's gonna start sounding more sort of robotic. Hello, my name is Sasha. Hello, my name. And essentially, what's happening is it's cutting up bits. It's like cutting up pieces of the sample and playing them when they would be played if it was in the sort of root speed. So like this section, like right here. Hello, my name. Hello, my name. Name is going to play at the same time, more high up, even though when you pitch something up, it goes faster because you are, essentially you're just like squishing what you're making. You're man, I'm blanking on the right terms right now, but essentially to speed things up, to pitch things up, you have to speed it up, and there are different methods to sort of mitigate that, and granular synthesis is one of those ways. And what these long grains are doing is it's what you adjust here, and it's nice having the visual because this is showing you how the grains are being put together. So if there is a gap between the gains, then you're going to hear like bits of space, like silence between each sort of section. So it's this sample, and it's cut it up into little, what they're called as grains, and it's playing each of those grains at the time that it would normally be played if it was in the hello, my name is Sasha, at the root speed. And then it's not, there's silence in between the grains, and so that's why you hear the gaps. Whereas if I bring up the rate, then it's gonna there will be more grains, and each grain will overlap with each other, and they'll be faded. They will fade together to attempt to make it smooth. The problem is when you have them overlapping a ton, then you'll have different parts of the same, like for speaking, the reason I use speaking as this example is because it's very, there's a lot of changing, and it's also something that it's pretty easy to tell when it's being messed with, because it has meaning, and the meaning changes if it's not reproduced correctly. And so to show you, like if I play the root note, hello, my name is Sasha, it sounds fine because it's crossfading between bits that are all like the same audio, and so them being crossfading doesn't really change it. But as I go up, it starts overlapping bits of the word more and more to the point where when I go up high, it's essentially overlapping all of the words that I said during that time all on top of each other. And so it just becomes something that you just can't understand what is being said. So yeah, essentially these settings allow you to sort of hone in how you want this to be played back. The higher the rate, the smoother the sound will be, but also the higher the rate, the more it will sort of create an amalgamation of the entire sample. Like as you play higher. If you play lower though, it is not as noticeable. Because when it's slower, it's being stretched, so the little bits that you're putting together are not repeats. They are different parts of the sound, and then they're being overlapped. So I think having a high rate is better for when you're trying to sample low pitch sounds as opposed to high pitch sounds. Whereas with high pitch sound, you want sort of as low of a rate as you can, while still having it as smooth as you want. So yeah, that's what rate is. Grain length is, well, I mean, I feel like it's a little bit self-explanatory, but it also helps with the visual. When you have a long grain length, if I had the rate way down, it plays larger chunks of the sample for each grain. So like, if I like had them so they're overlapping a little bit, there's like three, or essentially three grains being overlapped and played on top of each other. And then if I have a really small grain length, in order for them to overlap, I would need a very quick rate. And this, I think, would sound better for higher frequency stuff.
Hello, my name is Sasha.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Sasha.
So like when you are playing a higher pitch thing than the original sample, then having lots of small grains will sound more like the original than if you had larger grain lengths and a lower rate. And I can't. It's pretty hard to understand the lower frequency one. Let me see if I can make it a little bit easier. Hello, my name is Sasha. See, and again, hello, my name is Sasha. When we play on C, it is essentially the same, because as long as there's a little bit of overlap, it's just playing the grains at their correct location, and crossfading between them, and so it's just like a smooth playing of the original sample. Hello, my name is my
name is Sasha.
And so that is grain length, and then we have the crossfade, and again, I mainly learn these just from being able to visually see them, and I don't know, they're well labeled, but you're crossfading between each grain that you have. So like if the crossfade is all the way up, then it makes it very sort of smooth transitions between each grain, whereas the crossfade is all the way down. It's very abrupt changes between each sample. So if I adjusted the grain length and rate to be just touching each other, then hello, my name is Sasha. Hello, my name is Sasha. Hello, my name is Sasha. Hello. It's hard to get it exact, and this is a trick where you can use the shift key to get more precise. But essentially, hello, my name is Sasha. Like that staticky sound that you're hearing is when grains are overlapping. It's like double volume for each of those, for those like split seconds between grains. Whereas if it was being cross faded, the point at where they overlap is lower. So when it's playing two grains at once, which is where they overlap, then it's not going to be the same volume as the normal sample, and it'll be closer to like the original. Hello, my name is Sasha. And then the more hello, my name is Sasha. 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 And if I have them overlapping a ton, then it's just going to be louder because it's playing more grains playing the same sound on top of each other. And then the reason why when the crossfade was all the way down and it was like this, just so overlapped, then just the bits where they overlap is going to be louder than the rest of it. And so that's why it's like, has like a popping, like, hello, my name is Sasha. But those pops are where the sound is being amplified to like double the volume of the rest of it. So if we bring up the grain length, then that means that there's going to be more overlap. And hello, my name is Sasha. It will pretty much just be louder than hello, my name is Sasha. Hello, my name is Sasha. Hello, my name is Sasha. Hello, my Sasha. Sasha. My name. Hello, my name is Sasha. Hello, my name is Sasha.
Hello, my name is Sasha. Hello, my name is Sasha.
And again, when you have a lot of overlapping grains, it will sound less good at higher frequencies because the grains are going to be more different at higher frequencies because it's being played faster. Hello, my name is. Anyway, so that's my understanding of how the long grain engine or sound sampling works, whereas tape is a lot simpler. Whereas if hello, my name is normal, Sasha. And then if I play higher, it will just play the same thing faster.
Hello, my name is Sasha. Hello, my name is Sasha.
And there's no like mechanical sounds or like stepping. There's no granular sounds because it's just playing the same thing faster as if you were speeding up the tape. And then slower is just, lower is just slower. Which this doesn't work all that well with voice stuff, or this doesn't work all that well with like chord stuff if there's motion in the sample that you have, because the different words will not line up. Well, in this case it's words, but the different parts won't line up the same because they're going to be different speeds.
Hello, my name is Sasha.
Whereas if I did the one of the granular types, it would be playing this same part of the sample at basically the same time. Hello, my name is Sasha. So it would sound more harmonious, I guess. Hello, my name is Sasha. Hello, my name is Sasha. And then as you sort of adjust this, you can hone it in. Like I was saying, if you had the rate up a lot, the higher I forget what I was saying now.
Hello, my name is Sasha.
Yeah, it was like when the grain length is all the way down, it sounds better for higher frequency stuffs because you're cutting up smaller sections. And then if you have when the grain is all the way down, you essentially have to have the rate all the way up for there to be any overlap. If there was a way to turn up this rate more, having too much overlap would again make the high frequency stuff harder to understand because it's creating like a cacophony of different parts of the sample.
Hello, my name is Sasha. Hello, my name is Sasha. Hello, my name is Sasha.
That sounds funny. Okay, I'm gonna record something other than voice now. Maybe something that has a little bit of motion, but is a consistent sort of note or tone. Try that. So it should be essentially all the same note, and this sampler tries to guess what the pitch of whatever sample you have in here is, and it's guessing it's C4. So essentially, I was playing a C. And I'm gonna bring these back. So this is our original, and there's some motion in this. So if I play chords, there's a little bit of pitch warble, and there's a couple ways that I can deal with that. I can either try and find a bit where there isn't pitch warble and just sort of loop that. See, that sounds pretty nice, but what I was going to do is switch to tape, and so since this has some motion to it, and when I do the tape modes, faster or higher pitched things are going to be faster and lower pitched things are going to be lower, then the motion won't sync up, and so it will be the motion will be harder to track if I play chords in the tape mode, which is maybe a good thing. Because it is more similar to how older samplers worked. It just played the sample faster if you played it on a higher spot. But if I had a sound, let's see if I can find a sound that has motion that I want to keep consistent. Oh, I did this. Then I might want to have a granular thing. I guess this isn't the best example because it's not something that you'd play chords with. I want to try and find something that has motion, that you want to be consistent, that you would play chords with. I guess it could matter for like wobbly basses that were tempo synced, and you didn't want the when you played higher notes to be not tempo synced anymore. Yeah. So I'm just gonna poke around with some of these other ones because I honestly don't. I want to try and learn them a bit more. So, I mean, these settings are fairly similar to the long grains in that the oops, the rate is equivalent to the grain spacing, and then the grain length is equal to the grain length. But what else do we have? Formant. Yeah, it's just like a sort of formant filter or formant, not filter, but like changing the perceived pitch. Interesting. Pan spread. Huh. Interesting. And then spectral grains. This one I don't know how much I understand it. Huh. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on here. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to do some research for this one. I have no idea. Okay. So I want to get back on track to actual making sounds. I got sort of sidetracked with wanting to explain the grain a little bit, just because I do use it a lot during my 30-minute challenges, and I don't really explain why or what I'm doing when I am messing with it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and Thor is sort of my comfort zone, but as far as straight synthesis, but maybe I'm gonna make some grain-based patches, because I do use it a lot in my 30-minute challenges, and I sort of always record and make things from scratch. So maybe creating some patches that are similar to what I like to use on the regular could just save some time. So one of the sounds again is this sound I like using. Okay, edit that. Crop. And this cropping isn't like super necessary because you have this window to adjust, but I don't know, just there's less silence in the sample, I guess. And one thing that I always need to do with this grain, and I feel like there's probably an alternative to this. Like making this mono. I don't see it here. I mean, what I've always done is I just disconnect the right channel, so then it makes this mono synth, which works. Okay, let's see. I don't see anywhere else. Maximizer. Bring the level up to like a reasonable level. Bring this down a little bit, maybe. I do sort of like those crackles. And tune this because it's not quite in the right spot. So this is sort of nice. It has a little bit of motion to it, but not that much. Feeling decent, close to like what I used, and maybe I use it because it's pretty quick to make. So we can experiment with changing some things up. One of the things that I used to always do when I did lots of sound design stuff is parallel processing, and what that is where I split out the signal, the main signal, and run it through a bunch of different effects, and then bring each effect into a separate mixed channel, which then brings all the sounds back together into a single sound. And this is a way to sort of not only have more control over the sound, because you have this mixer where you can adjust, like I'm going to bring the reverb one up a little bit, or I'm going to bring up the, I'll bring this here. Bring the, this goes here. What other effect might I use? I might do some low passing and high passing, and maybe I want to make the lows a little bit more prominent, so I'll bring up the low passed one, or it's a little bit too bright, so I'll bring down the high passed one. So I'm just gonna give some quick examples of this. I'm gonna open up another audio splitter and have it split over to here. And then I'm gonna open up some stereo imagers, and essentially I often use stereo imagers for low passing and high passing, because it's a little bit extreme, because it's not the same as a filter, because a filter will have like a sort of curve to how it's filtering, where these are a little bit more extreme. But yeah, they've just sort of been my go-to, because it's pretty easy to adjust and quick to set up. Okay, so now we run these into mixer. Boom. Boom. So this first one should be high pass, This one should be low pass, so if I play it like high pass, low pass, and then I'm going to put a mastering thing on this channel, so that it doesn't blast me, distort too much. I'll bring the levels down as I go, but I just don't want to deal with digital distortion stuff as I play. So this is the original signal. There's a reverb signal, which I can bring up. This is high pass, which I could also bring up. And then there's low pass. Okay, and then all together. So I'm going to bring down the reverb a little bit. So there's multiple reasons to do this parallel processing, and one of them is for the quick, easy mixing to adjust your sound, but also when you are doing like high passing and low passing separate from your reverb, as opposed to with your reverb, you get a different sort of effect. Right now, this reverb has the lows and highs going through it, and I could also put a high pass before the reverb if I didn't want any lows reverbed, or yeah, I don't know. There's just different depending on what you want to adjust and what you're going for. Doing parallel processing makes it sort of easier to adjust things that you want to adjust. Okay, so we have a basic sort of sound here. There's a bunch of other things that I could do. Maybe sometimes I just throw in some ideas and then we can always mute them in the parallel processing, so it's not like that big of a deal. So we'll run, oops, I didn't turn off the auto patching here, so let me connect this low pass one back up here, and then we're gonna have the distortion, and then we're going to have the delay, so with just the original signal and the delay, and then just the original signal and the distortion. Let's adjust this a little bit. I'm gonna do the tape distortion. So all together they sound like. know if I like the distortion. And I'll leave the reverb off. I just wanted to try them, but I don't think I want them for this sound. Dun, dun, dun. And then what else? There is some retro transformer, which has a mixture of things. It's like a little bit of again, I forgot to turn off the auto patching, so I'm just gonna bring that back in while holding down shift so it doesn't auto patch. And now we'll take a split signal from here and output mixer, and basically what that will sound like it will add some little bits of distortion and like clicks and pops depending on what setting you have it on. There's the tape mode, it's like VHS. Different sort of EQing and stuff. The radio is fairly high pass. The vinyl actually just has some vinyl popping. It can be a nice effect. I might leave this somewhat simple as, in its current state. Because this is something that I feel like I use a decent amount. I might come back to it later, but for now, we'll keep it like this. So I'll combine these. I guess I just want to combine these. Right click, combine. And so that's our sound. And I'll save this. You want to save patch? Okay. I forgot about that aspect. When I used patches with samples in them, you have to like adjust settings. Shoot, where is it? I didn't say that I was self-contained. If you want to save patch, you first need to unself-contain the sound of songs that contain. I thought that's yeah, I want to turn that off actually. Something that's been annoying me. Song self-contained settings. Okay, here we go. Probably sample 3. Song leads yeah. Okay. Oh, I see. I have to save the sample somewhere. Sorry, just a sec. Yeah, this is sort of annoying. Where is my recent folder? Is it in documents? Yeah, whatever. Okay. Okay. Just try this. Okay. So now does that work? Okay, now it works. Got it. Ba-ba-ba. Samples. Synths. This is a pad. I'll do airy pad. Airy pad. Okay. Airy pad. Boom. Yeah, it took way longer than I wanted to. Okay. That might be a bit loud, actually. Turn down this level. Main. How are the levels looking on OBS? Let me know if they're too extreme. Oh, the loop back does not get them. So it's just coming through the mic. Okay. So that's something that I'll need to adjust with my settings for my new audio interface. So that I can get those sounds. So in that case, yeah, I'll just leave it for now. I'll mess with those settings later. So I'm gonna just poke around with the sound a little bit and try and see if I can get some loops that I can save. I'll extend this out a bit. Just adjust this a little bit. let's see. Let's bounce this. Export loop. Then I'm gonna put this in. Yeah, I really need to. I'm still fairly new to this computer, and so I haven't figured out exactly how I want my setup, but yeah. Loops. Man, naming music loops. And maybe I should just go through and make this a little bit more spicy before I save it. Yeah, honestly, I don't know loop loop making that well. I don't know like what the techniques are. I never really resample my stuff, and so maybe I'll just export this and then as a test. So loop is file. See, boom, boom. Okay. So then if I was to bring that in to a project, oh, I didn't say what tempo it was, but oh well. So if I was to bring that in, okay, let's do grid, chop this up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just Da, da, da. Oh man, that kick is not where it should be. I guess let's zoom in and try and adjust it. So that wasn't, it's cutting off a little bit of the front of that kick. So I'm going to try and adjust it back a little bit. Do some surgery. Like this, and then move it over. Now it looks alright. Okay, let's try. Let's check these snares real quick. The snares look good. Okay. Why does that beginning part sound so weird? Because of this? What if I move this over a little bit? This is Propeller Head Reason, or I guess they're called Reason Studios now, but this is Reason 10. I actually need to update to the newest Reason. Let's see. I want to get a bassy sound in here. And this is another thing that I just make a ton. So let's see if I have a synth I made before that is anything for this. Synths, bass. No. Not what I want. All these basses are like way too high of an octave for me. Yeah, just record something like that. Gonna double this length so I can get better recordings. Okay, let's try that. Maybe I don't want to quantize it. Check it out. We want these to hit right on. add a quick Haas effect to this. Just gonna delay the right channel from the left channel a little bit. Delay. Maybe I have to do left, or that might make it mono. Yeah, no, I need to, it's making it mono, so I need to break out both signals and then mix them back together. So let me get a small mixer. We'll have the right channel go to here, left channel go to here, and both go back. See what other, let's add some effects in here. Sure. Add a little bit of delay to that car alarm. Feedback up high. Maybe I'll quantize this bass a little bit more. Make it a little bit tighter. And I think I need to quantize triplets. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Oops. That's better, I think. Let's get some motion going in this bass. Beginning. Wow. 87. Wow. And then we want a sub bass as well. So let's get this sine. Yeah, I think this bass might be too simple. Why does it do that? Huh. Weird. What if I just drag this out a little bit like that? Okay, let's move these ones over here. Over here and over here. Sure, that one can stay. Oops. I don't know what I want to do with this one. Where the heck have I been? That's a good question. I don't know. Life just sort of took me a different direction. I was making tutorials for a bit. I really enjoyed doing them, and then my work sort of took over, and I started doing different things. I started traveling, and I'm finally at a point where I'm sort of a bit settled, and I want to reconnect with sharing music making stuff. I've continued to do music, but I just haven't been sort of broadcasting anything. So now I'm back just trying to get a feel for how to start broadcasting it again. I want to start doing tutorials again, but I also sort of enjoy doing or the idea of live streaming, and I've been messing around with it, still figuring it out. On that note, if you have any questions or suggestions for tutorials or things you'd like me to cover, let me know. Okay, let's see. Let's see. So I want this to loop. Cool. I appreciate the support. I definitely miss it. But yeah, I've been making lots of music, doing some band stuff, and tutorials and stuff just hadn't been a priority. One of the things that I would really like to do, however, with this channel is I'd really like to get these 30-minute challenges going, because I think they're a great way to sort of challenge yourself and get a essentially just 30 minutes to create something based on something else, and it's a good way to develop your songwriting skills. So I want to try and do plenty of 30-minute challenges. So this is fun. This is jammy. This sort of started with me trying to do a little bit of sound design stuff because I haven't been doing sound design stuff as much recently. And this was like resampling something that I just made earlier in the stream. Let me see if I can find what it sounded like initially before I chopped it up a little bit. Oh, I also pitched it, I guess. Okay, so then it goes to this, which could be some nice variation. Let's see, right here. It definitely got more of a sort of dub reggae vibe with this chop. This was supposed to be my sub bass, but now I just threw some distortion on it. Now it's not a sub bass. That was like what my original bass was, and I did the sub bass to fill it out. But I wasn't digging that original bass anymore. Let's see. Just do a little bit of motion here. 29. Oops, higher than that. Maybe up, down. I keep moving the wrong thing. Okay, move this. Here. Oh, thanks. Again, I really appreciate the support. Trying to get in a flow. As far as like what I'm doing, I'm gonna probably experiment around with some different things. The last couple weeks, I've been just doing 30-minute challenges after 30-minute challenges because I want to get that going. But today, I wanted to just do whatever. And I'm always super self-conscious about doing things that people are not into and then they don't want to check in again. But I sort of need to get over that because it's just makes me do less. Maybe a little bit slower on this. Boom. Boom. Yeah, maybe just slower on all these. Slower womp. Wow. What the wow? So I guess this will be the norm. I'm trying to do the streams starting at noon my time, which was an hour and 45 minutes ago. I'm not sure what time zone you're in, but yeah, Pacific Coast time during the week. So Monday through Friday is what I'm trying. I might add some weekend streams at some point. But yeah, I'd love people to join in. I don't know if you caught what the 30-minute challenges were about, but they're a lot of fun and they're super low pressure, just like a way to motivate and inspire yourself to create stuff. And yeah, I'd like to build up a community of people that do 30-minute challenge. I think it's a great tool. Sometimes you come up with something that you want to develop further. Other times it's just like, oh, well, this sucked, but I tried something that I hadn't tried before. Either way, it's a good way to grow. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing with this. This was just a silly mess around. Central time. Oh, got it. So what time is it for you right now? It's probably like 6? We're getting to 6? 5 or 6? Yeah, 4:47. Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, like 3 hours different. So yeah, I guess I'd be starting like 3 your time then. Yeah, as far as the different types of streams that I want to do, I'm not, I haven't really set up a schedule as far as the different types of streams, but I want to do some hardware centric streams. I want to do some more tutorial based streams, and I want to just do some 30-minute challenge sort of more sort of playful, like lots of back and forth between viewers and myself sort of streams. I also just got new audio interface, and so I'm still figuring out some audio issues. So let me know how the audio is sounding. If I don't know how well bass is coming through, if maybe my voice is a bit low or the music is too low. All that information is super useful to me. I think right now my hardware synths aren't gonna really be coming through. I could try adding a new. How would I do that? That would be. That's not what I want. Yeah, right now it would be coming into my mic channel, which I don't really want. That's something I'll have to probably do off stream. Okay. What am I doing? I'm gonna just save this for now. Throw it to the side. 4:16. Oops. Okay. Ba-ba-ba-ba. With hardware playing and the software? Oh. Sweet. That's good to hear. Yeah. I think just like my routing right now for my software is not coming in the same channel as my DAW. yeah, I need to get everything sort of set up so I can do live performances type stuff. Oh, I am sort of running out of steam right now. That's the other thing that I need to work on is my streaming endurance. Right now I've just been doing like 2-hour streams. But I'd eventually like to do longer ones. Turn this up and then I turn this down. Oops. Let's see. So, I actually had piano lessons when I was younger, which is where a lot of my key sort of comfortability comes from. But I taught myself synthesis, self-taught all my sort of synthesis stuff. Yeah, I'm still working on getting more comfortable with my hardware sort of performance stuff. That's something that I've been over the last couple of months trying to get more comfortable with. Doing two hands at the same time kind of thing. For a long time I was just like writing and recording music just sort of one part at a time. But being able to like play something, like play a bass line while you're playing a melody or a chord progression is pretty nice to be able to do, and something that is really helpful for live performance. Okay. What do we have here? So we have this. Oh, appreciate the compliment. It just takes lots of practice on just normal keys, lots of scales and arpeggios. I haven't done scales and arpeggios for a long time, to be honest, though. That's something that I probably should do, but who needs it? Basically, anyone who wants to be good at keys, I'm only okay at keys. I could be a lot better if I practiced. Ba, 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 ba. Probably not going to be on that much longer today because I'm sort of running out of steam a little bit. But I do really appreciate tuning in. It definitely motivates me to have people to talk to. Let's see, what else? What was I working on? I had so many, there's a lot of 30-minute challenges over the last couple weeks. Appreciate it. Yeah, I just recently decided to start streaming on YouTube on my channel. Sort of embarrassed too, because like I don't know, I don't really know what I'm doing yet for the live streaming, but it's not like I have that much to lose. Just need to start doing it, and I'll get better. Oh, I was working on this the other day. This got me, when I played this on my last stream, it got me copyright strike because I'm recreating this song, "Serious Mood" by Point. Just as like a, oops, I forgot. I need to switch. But yeah, I was recreating this song by Point called "Serious Mood," and I was just recreating because it's a fairly relatively simple song, and I just want to sort of break down the different elements. I didn't go that hard on finding sounds, so it was just sort of recreating sounds from it that I had. And this bass hasn't really been sound designed yet. I'll play a little bit of the original. Oh. Yeah. Peace. Thanks for tuning in. Good to hear from someone. Yeah, their hi-hats sound a lot wider. Yeah, I need to work on this more. But anyways, I do think I'm gonna tune out, especially since my buddy that was listening and talking to me is taking off too. So, anyways, thanks for those who tuned in, said hi, and until next time, I think I am going to head out. Thanks for checking out the stream. Later.